It is almost the weekend, so here we are on That Entrepreneur Show. I'm excited to bring on another great Tampa entrepreneur. If you missed last week's show, it's Sam. He talked all things how to sell better than Amazon. And this week, we have a Tampa entrepreneur who is continuing to grow her brand and hit new pinnacles. Kristin Tomasello, thank you for joining me on That Entrepreneur Show.
Hey, Vinny. Thank you for having me. I am super excited to be here and with this collaboration, of course. And as we prepare for Miss Florida USA and get really focused in starting my foundation, which you're going to be a part of that, which I'm really excited for because you're going to be such an asset there in more ways than one. So I am going to be launching that on April 11th. And the niche is going to be about creating purpose into lives with those who have unique abilities. And that's always been the focus, but it's deeper than just my story and your story. It's actually bringing purpose from what we went through into people that don't actually fit into society or they don't feel that way. And I think we need to focus on something deeper than what we already are doing because they struggle more than we do.
Well, I'm very impressed by all you do. And that is a preview into today's show. And to everyone who's tuning in for the first time, this is That Entrepreneur Show. This is the podcast that is meant for high achievers and those who want to find new levels of success. Where each week since December 2019, I've sat down with at least one founder of a company or brand to help you on your journey. And this week will be no different. Here's a little more on Kristin's story before I bring her back on and talk all things entrepreneurship. Kristin was born and reared here in Tampa Bay in a wonderful and loving family. At the age of 11, Kristin's life was changed when her father was diagnosed with cancer. This led to sadness, anger, and adolescent confusion. She knew at that moment her mission would be in life to help transform the lives of others who were devastated by unfortunate circumstances. She herself has been diagnosed with 2 autoimmune diseases, Lupus and Hashimoto's, and that has not stopped her. Fast forward to today, you mentioned she has her trust launching. She has Miss USA, Miss Florida, Miss Universe, all that good stuff coming up, but she is a professional model, speaker, 3-time pageant title holder, philanthropist, and current Miss South Florida. Kristin started the company, Kristin Tomasello Inc., and was the founder of a nonprofit that has helped more than 1,000 students in Jakarta, Indonesia. She founded a special needs scholarship pageant with the vision to help children gain their confidence. And a little more, she's been featured in Chazon Magazine, CoverGirl, Tampa Bay Business and Wealth, you name it, so many covers, so many features, and she's just getting started. Her desire is to help young girls and women rise from the ashes in any situation while turning their pain into purpose. And be sure to stick around to the spotlight story at the end of the episode. We're going to talk about a lot more in pageantry than people know, and the article is from Business Collective. You can follow along in the show description. How my pageant wins helped me build a better brand and business. There's so much more to pageantry than people realize. But with that, I think we should dive right into it. We have Kristin Tomasello here, streaming from Tampa, Florida, and I previewed a little bit of what started your entrepreneurial journey, but you can tell it better than me. Why did you become an entrepreneur?
So I did not want to do the corporate life. I did not want someone telling me what to do, how to go, how to get there. Just because I actually worked at a doctor's office and I actually fell over and fainted at the doctor's office. And I was like, okay, I clearly can't do this because I'm going to have to call out sick tomorrow and I'm going to get fired. And basically I called off and then they fired me. Well, technically, we kind of just parted ways, happily, there's no beef there. But the problem is that my health was not under control. So I just felt like I really wasn't going to be put in a box because I couldn't control my own health. And if somebody's going to fire me or I feel threatened by taking off or not feeling safe because my health is a problem, I'm not going to put myself in a position where that is okay. So I learned from the ground up and lost a lot of things. And then I had to learn the knowledge to not trust everyone and actually see the qualities that I need to see in people before I actually work with them. So a lot of givers, focusing on the givers, people that naturally give back, because those are the people that are actually going to give to you. And they're going to continue to give to you when you continue to give back to them. And then you'll be able to grow your own network, and it'll be a lot stronger for your own future. Because if you don't have people using you and taking things from you and not giving it in return, you are definitely going to hit a dead end road, and it's going to be really challenging to like sit on an air mattress and wait till it pops and then hope that the angels come and find you. And then you're like, oh, well, that's what happened to me when, I moved back home and I lost my first business, and then my charity as well. And I had to sleep on an air mattress for 2 months because that was the only thing available. And I needed to save up for a bed, and did. And it's just those things that you don't really think that are important. You need to focus on people's qualities, because that's going to matter a year, 2, 3 years down the road, because people don't change. People change, like they become better, but people's like true heart intentions, those things like that are just like deep rooted in you, they don't change. So that's why it's so important to focus on people who are reliable, who say they're going to be there when you need them, and not just for business meetings. You have to develop that personal relationship, because you're putting your brand out there, and you don't want to be with people who end up are doing things that are not appropriate, because that's also affiliated with you. So you really want to focus on personal relationships with business, because it's the same. It all matters. It's all the same, because most people nowadays are going into business with their significant other, because you have to focus on each other's well-being, like the purpose, the mission behind it, and then actually putting that into the house, because otherwise it's just too distracting. There's just way too much stuff going on, and work is already distracting enough. So that's just an easy way to never grow apart. And that's what I've learned. And then also doing things with your family and your close friends, especially those that have your back, and you have theirs, and you always have. So the relationship's never going to be ruined, because if you actually care about this person, it's not going to matter if it's business or personal. It's the same thing. Because if you're going to screw somebody over in business, you're going to screw somebody over in personal. Like that block should be completely removed from people's lives, because at the end of the day, business and personal are the exact same thing. And people like to say it's different, but it's not, because you are who you are, and your business is who you are. So what makes it different?
So many great points there. Choosing health and happiness over fitting in a box, working only with givers, how to rebound after losing that business stolen from you, and look how far you've come from that, and focusing on being grateful. These are all things every entrepreneur can embody to set them apart, push them further. But you've been on this entrepreneurial journey for quite some time now, Kristin. What are some of the more challenging areas for you of being an entrepreneur?
So I actually stopped focusing on the challenging parts of entrepreneur, because the more that I focused on the no's, the more I felt like I was being rejected and I wasn't accepted. When I focused more on the, oh wow, this person does this for me. Wow, this person did this for me. This is so great. I started to only focus on those things, and then I started just saying those things like they always happen, even though like I would reach out to certain companies and they wouldn't respond, and they wouldn't this, but like none of that matters, because guess what? Those people didn't align with the purpose. They didn't align with me. The angels were protecting me. And you guys need to think deeper than what the rejection is. There's a lot of things that are connected with your purpose, and the angels also are looking out, because one, they know what's coming. We are just walking on this planet and trying to figure it out, but they already know what's next. So that's why I don't take rejection or any no's as like a challenge anymore. I don't really focus so much on the challenges. So like if you're having a challenge, go sit outside and give gratitude and go sit in the lounge chair by the pool and just say, like, you know what? I'm not in the hospital. I'm not starving. I'm not miserable. Maybe I am miserable right this second, but it's going to change tomorrow because my gratitude is going to carry over into the next day and all the great things are going to come. But this moment is something I need to learn how to feel so I can empathize with others, because not everything is going to be handed to me, but I need to work for it. And that's the thing, is like, you just need to learn how to have gratitude, because you can overcome the challenges when you don't focus on them. That's the key, is just don't do that, because it's a waste of time. Like, you could be wasting time thinking about what's next, because the challenge isn't going to take you there. The challenge is just literally going to hinder you. And that's literally what I call the devil, or the bad energy, or the bad spirits, whatever you want to call it, the bad world of the universe. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all connected. You have to learn how to fight it. It's a reprogram, because the power is within you. And if you want to be something, you have to look internally to before you get it externally, because it's all the same.
Focusing on the good when it gets challenging. That's a great way to put it. And just taking your mind off and dwelling on something, going outside for some fresh air, some nature. Those are all great things, for your mental health, which in turn will help you improve your business. Because if you're not thinking clearly, you're really not going to be as productive or in tune with what you're trying to accomplish. I want to circle back to you though, Kristin. We talked a little bit about what you have going on, the pageantry, the trust, the company. Let's shed some more light on everything for everyone who is tuning in today.
Today, I really want to let you guys know that I have built a school in Indonesia, Jakarta, which is the big city in Indonesia. And I spent over a month there. And I got to meet the people, help grow it, help donate, sponsor, etc. I have sent books there, so that's really cool. However, I would like to expand to another model here in Tampa Bay, which will be a part of my foundation, Kristin Tomasello Foundation, which the project is going to be named Kristin Tomasello Children Trust, and it's going to be specializing in kids with just unique abilities. So those with autism, and really enhancing the purpose that they have and the skills they have, and that they can add actually value to society, and we can completely change the way we view certain people in this world. It's not just going to be focused on autism, but it'll be high functioning, those that can actually teach and do workshops and really benefit the kids. So the goal also is to employ some of the people from Best Buddies. So I'm already working on that partnership with the corporation. And because I think that if we enhance just the purpose, we're teaching people how to have a purpose, but they're also instilling purpose into others. So we're not only hitting two issues in society right now, but we're actually covering everything with them.
I love it. And you're doing such great work. And I know it's just the beginning of everything you're accomplishing. What has been the hardest part for you in getting this trust off the ground? I know there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you've been working on, meeting with people, trying to get this done. What is the big bit? What do you say?
Distractions. But I think the biggest thing was the imposter syndrome, like the what was it? The I'm not qualified, like I'm not a millionaire, like how am I supposed to do this? Like, I'm not Angelina Jolie where I can just write a check and just do it. Yeah, but the thing is, then like I got a message the other day when I was meditating, and it said Princess Diana was once a commoner. And it resonated with me, because not only did she become princess, but she made history and made a difference. So it's not just about becoming princess or knowing all these things or becoming whatever, but it's knowing that you don't have obstacles internally that are affecting you to externally pursue this.
And you're living by that. I know you are. You're really just focused living in the now. And I can't wait to get some advice now for our audience before we hop into this week's spotlight story. And then we find out which entrepreneur she would sit down with throughout history. What is one book, tool, app, workshop, anything you've used that helps you find success that you can extend forward to our audience today?
Well, I've definitely loved reading my book, but writing my book, because I wrote a lot of things that have helped me transform my mind and reprogramming the way that I think. Just because, like, when I was literally sleeping on an air mattress, I was convinced that I wasn't good enough. And obviously, we all have those moments that we believe it. But the thing is then I had an epiphany when I was laying on the ground and I was thinking about the kids that I spent time with in Jakarta. And like some of them, like it was like with the unique ability kids that, some of the people I know there that they work with them. I didn't personally get to meet with them, but I got to experience some kids over there at the school. And some of them literally share a bed with their parents. Some of them have they have like a hole in their roof. And I just like had a massive shift in me to the point where like I was like, okay, I still have more than what 90% of the world has. And I have a lot. So where am I without? I was never without. So I literally got to this place of like, I stopped needing material things for like a replacement of something missing in my life. Like I got to the place in my own heart, mind, and everything that like I was okay by myself, literally just me, like nothing, like no house, no car, nothing. Like I had a car. But it just like you have to be grateful. It's just you have to be grateful. You just do, because you literally have more than other people, and like you take for granted like the blessings that you have. So like you instantly complain when you don't get something that you think that you deserve, but maybe it's not the time because you need to keep growing and appreciate what you already have, because you don't, it doesn't come.
Very well said. And it's something I try to work on every single day, just being more appreciative of the process. It has been quite a long process at this point, but I know that it is all happening for a reason and will continue to grow when it is time. Great episode so far. I think it is a perfect time now to hop into this week's spotlight story. And everyone, be sure to follow along in the show description. Just scroll down as we go ahead and go over this great article I found that I think will resonate with our guest a lot, and she'll be able to provide some good perspective. It is called How My Pageant Wins Helped Me Build a Better Brand and Business, and it starts here by Lisa Sung Sutton. I spent 18 months of my life holding the titles of Miss Las Vegas and Miss Nevada. I attended red carpet events, conducted photo shoots, and most importantly, spent the majority of my time volunteering with various community service projects around the Silver State. To make time for all the travel, volunteering, and events, I had to pull myself away from my three businesses, Sin City Cupcakes, Elite Homes US, and Liquid Lace. Despite the brief hiatus, all of them showed substantial gains because of the business lessons I learned as a reigning beauty queen. Let me go over some of these lessons now before we bring Kristin back on. The power of networking, learning your brand and how to manage it, engaging in your community. Some questions to consider as far as learning your brand. She says, what are the tenets of my company? How do I want my company portrayed to the general public and consumer? Does my personal brand also reflect this? How do I, my partner, or any person we hire fit into the brand I am trying to build? In her experience, the modeling and pageant industries are one of the best places to gain firsthand knowledge of how to about how to grow, and build a brand. The power of networking. At every single event she attended, be it a red carpet event or volunteering at a soup kitchen, she met at least one person she otherwise wouldn't have, and inevitably one question would arise: so what else do you do? And then as far as engaging in your community, many fellow entrepreneurs asked her, what's the one thing I should be doing right now? And her answer is always to get engaged. Go volunteer with an organization that has a cause that speaks to you. whether it's animals, veterans, the homeless, children, or another population. The goodwill you build will not only help the community in which you live, but also indirectly benefit your business. A lot of powerful points here, Kristin. I know you embody these things. Let's talk more about what resonated with you.
I think the causes are the most important thing because that's what makes you unique. Because if you stick to just having a business and there's no like clear mission or purpose or pure intention behind it, it's going to show. It's going to make a point in your own business or brand that you're struggling to figure yourself out. It's without really even saying anything, because it keeps you engaged, it keeps you honest, it keeps you real, because you're going to come to the point where you're going to go feed the homeless and you're going to still see that you still have more and that you need to always remember to be thankful and give back. That's why I'm like really big into charity. Charity is literally the only thing that I think about. I don't think anything else matters because we have way too many problems in society that actually need you to be a part of. There's enough problems for everybody to be a part of to fix, and stop adding to the problem. So that's why I think brands should be built on really finding the purpose. So like, let's say like you and I collab and we do like the book launch, right? We do a book launch because we both have books. And then we say, well, this book's going to benefit the special needs kids and it's going to enhance their mental health. We can teach them Spanish because you have one of your books is a Spanish book. So, there's different ways to go about things that can really enhance or make people feel better about themselves. Or what if like we wanted to help the elephants? We could make an elephant shirt and then it actually like we can go spend time with the elephants and like really enhance the elephants' lives, because we all need money, but we all need to stop asking people for money, like for like a bunch of causes. Like we all need to figure out how to support each other's purpose, right? So the elephants, the books, the children's trust, like everybody's going to buy something. Like there's always going to be money. Everybody has money. There's billions and trillions of dollars around the world. People have there's trillions of dollars going around the world. So like everybody's buying something. Everybody can support each other. Everybody, there's always a solution to something. So you just need to find the right solution that's going to make you get up and fight for it every day and make you not feel like you're working. That's exactly why I got into pageantry, because it is a women's platform, and it not only gave me the confidence to push myself even harder, but it made me feel like I had the backing even when I was like trying to figure myself out and trying to figure everything out. It was hard. It was weird. It was confusing. And then like I was like, oh yeah, I'm competing in Miss Florida. It'll be okay. Like it's good. Like I'm good. Like I have something to fall back on. Like they were right there to catch me. And it was like they slowly developed the wings to help me fly, to really grow into a person that is not only engaging, but I'm personally choosing my own engagement. I'm not going to affiliate myself with engagements. I'm going to personally make the engagements. Like people don't realize that they have the power to do that. So that's really the best thing that I've learned from pageantry, because you push yourself so hard that you don't even realize that you're capable of doing it. So I highly recommend people competing in the USA system. I absolutely love it because you can make money, you can get sponsors, you can get things to really help your cause. The Miss America program is a scholarship. It's great. I loved it. I did make some scholarship money as well. So there's a lot of benefits to both. If you're really wanting to focus more on your education and, finding jobs and really affiliating with like companies and stuff, I would really focus on Miss America, because it's a great organization, and the new CEO is absolutely incredible and I love her to death. But the USA system resonates more with me because I'm really more into like entrepreneur and business, and you can really grow your own brand that way. So it's different. Like it's all the same, but it's just which path you're looking for. So that's why I recommend those both. organizations to anyone because they are just so strong in their message and what they represent for the women.
If that doesn't fire you up and motivate you, I don't know which will. But before we let Kristin go and find out her contact information, which entrepreneur would you choose to sit down with throughout history, dead or alive?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to meet with Angelina Jolie and Michelle McLean. Those are my two biggest role models. And Michelle is actually my coach, but I've been privileged and honored to watch her develop her children trust as well in Namibia, but she focuses more on just children. I want to focus more on special needs children. So the different niches are there, but the model is there, and that's what's important, is making a difference. So I would like to get her model and bring it here.
So where would you meet Jolie if you had the chance to pick the location to?
Cambodia.
Real quick, you had that one ready to go. I love it. Well, Kristin, thank you so much for all you brought to the show today. The motivation, all the work you're doing, the inspiration, everything in between. Where can everybody find you online, social media, website, all things Kristin?
It's just my name, Kristin Tomasello, for Instagram and my website. I don't have a Twitter or a TikTok. I do have a YouTube, same name, Kristin Tomasello. But that's about it. I try to keep it simple.
All right. Well, thank you. Everyone go out there and go check out Kristin Tomasello on Instagram and her website. And the show is at That Entrepreneur Show on all social media, except Instagram and YouTube. It is at Vincent A. Lancy. Be sure to head there so you can see a video preview of this show. But until next week, we're signing off, both of us here in Tampa. Kristin, thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to be here.